video wasn't ready to start.
Come on.
Go.
Okay. I've watched people fall so hard it makes me sick to my stomach, and my heart drops. Concussions are not to be taken lightly, and even the smallest hits to the head can do the most damage. Today I will talk about CTE and how dangerous the disease is, the difference between males and females when it comes to concussions, and the most dangerous sports for concussions. Someone might say, oh, it's not that bad, or it only hurts for a minute, or it's just going to give me a headache. But it can lead to a long-term disease called CTE. CTE is found in athletes, military veterans, and others with a history of repeated head trauma. It is accompanied with many symptoms such as behavioral problems, mood problems, and problems thinking. It appears years after the trauma, which is why it is most commonly found in retired NFL players. A quote from the book Concussions by Jean-Marie Lascaux: "A player does not have to be knocked out cold to be taken off the field on a stretcher to be in danger of CTE. The subconcussive collisions may in fact be the real culprit. The little hits, the thousands of them. The hits that look like football." CTE goes all the way back to 1928 when it was first called punch-drunk syndrome and was found in street fighters and boxers. An organization called the Brain Bank was created to study brains with repeated head trauma. Over 600 brains have been donated and over 360 of them were found to have CTE. 110 out of 111 NFL retired players' brains were donated as well, and they were found to have CTE, which include 44 linemen, 20 running backs, 17 defensive backs, 13 linebackers, 7 quarterbacks, 5 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 1 place kicker, and 1 punter. Concussions are dangerous for anyone, especially females. The rate of concussions is rising in females due to biology. Females are at a higher risk because of their neck strength head size ratio compared to a male. Another quote from the book Concussions by Jean-Marie Lascaux: "All those linemen starting out every play banging heads. Dr. Bennett's findings and the others after him suggest it's the small collisions that make guys go crazy." Symptoms differ between males and females. There are typically females suffer more symptoms after a concussion. Males have a greater sensitivity to noise and light after a concussion, and females suffer from loss of confidence, headaches, and dizziness. The International Journal of Critical Illness and Injury Science reports that females reported a higher percentage of symptoms following a concussion and were more likely to die at the pediatric and elderly level for a concussion. When most people think concussion, they think football. But there are more sports that have high rates of concussions too. Concussions happen in all sports, but more sports report higher rates than others, which are women's soccer, football, men's soccer, rugby, basketball, wrestling, lacrosse, and hockey. Brainline quotes that 3.8 million concussions occur in the U.S. alone in a year. Technology of equipment has come so far, and an example, the football helmet. The helmet on the left is a leather helmet, which was the first helmet for football. It does not protect your head at all. Football helmets are now designed to reduce the chance of concussions. The helmet on the right starts with the load shell, which works as a car bumper for your head. Next comes the core layer, which reduces the impact from all directions. Then the arch shell, which protects the skull itself. Then the form liner, which is used to distribute pressure evenly across the head. Lastly, the chin strap, which is to keep the jaw in place and hold the helmet on tightly. With the helmets today constantly changing, USA Today states that the rate of concussions in the NFL has gone down 29% since 2017. Safe Kids Worldwide says in youth sports, in which both boys and girls play, girls suffer more concussions. Another quote from the book Concussions by Jean-Marie Lascaux says, "For all we know, it could start at the pee-wee level. It's just the game." It doesn't take much for a child to get a concussion, a simple bike accident without a helmet on, or a simple fall on the playground. In conclusion, now I have told you about CTE, the difference between males and females in concussions, and different dangerous sports to get concussions. Next time you see someone get hit in the head so hard it makes you sick to your stomach, you know they shouldn't come back in the game 5 minutes later. Don't take a simple hit to the head lightly because it can cause permanent brain damage.